experience that a person can go through to know that what they're working on is something that has reached a generation of people.
I never held an interest for very long. I'd always find something else that
Steven Spielberg reportedly slammed Rachel Zegler over their West Side Story collaboration, and the fallout is huge. How did a promising partnership turn into a Hollywood nightmare? And what led to Zegler's dramatic fall from grace? What happened behind the scenes of West Side Story? Why did Spielberg reportedly call working with her a nightmare? Subscribe now if you want the truth behind this explosive feud, and to catch all the drama Hollywood tries to hide. Let's break it all down. Let's rewind to 2018. Rachel Zegler, just 16 years old, was singing show tunes on YouTube and starring in high school musicals. Then came an open casting call for Steven Spielberg's reimagining of West Side Story. Out of over 30,000 hopefuls, Rachel snatched the lead.
She got the role not because she was a great singer, she got the role because she's a fantastic actor.
Spielberg was reportedly blown away by her vocals and raw talent. She had that untouched star quality. No Hollywood polish, just pure performance. So he rolled the dice, cast her as Maria, and gave her the keys to one of the most iconic roles in musical history. And for a while, it looked like the gamble paid off.
It's exactly what I needed to see when I was a kid, and I hope that we can be that for the next generation.
The movie dropped in 2021 to critical acclaim. Rachel won a Golden Globe. She became the youngest actress ever to win in her category. Red carpets, award shows, magazine covers. She was Hollywood's new it girl. But behind the glitz, the cracks were already starting to show. Hollywood icon Steven Spielberg reportedly regrets casting Rachel Zegler in his 2021 remake of West Side Story, calling the experience one of the most difficult productions of his career. Rachel allegedly questioned the tone of certain scenes, asked for script changes, and pushed for Maria to be more feminist and less dependent on men. Noble goals? Sure, but Spielberg, who spent years crafting this project, wasn't trying to rewrite a 60-year-old classic mid-shoot. One insider even claimed Spielberg vented privately that Rachel was one of the most difficult talents he's ever directed. And that says a lot, coming from a man who's worked with everyone from Tom Hanks to Leonardo DiCaprio. By the time the press junket started, the energy between Spielberg and Zegler felt cold. No laughter, no chemistry, just business. Behind closed doors, Spielberg is said to have told associates that Zegler brought unnecessary drama to a production that was already under pressure. He allegedly warned Disney and other studios about her, hinting that working with her might come with complications. Though he stayed silent publicly, industry whispers say Spielberg's private commentary has influenced how other directors view Zegler, especially in the wake of her controversial Snow White press run. The once-favoured rising star now finds herself in a Hollywood storm, with Spielberg's rumoured disappointment adding fuel to the fire. The very man who launched her career may now be the reason doors start to close. In an industry built on loyalty and image, Spielberg's disapproval isn't just a critique, it's a career-shaking verdict. Rachel Zegler's comments about Disney's classic Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs sent shockwaves through the fandom. In interviews, she called the original film weird and outdated, admitting she had never watched it growing up. "I never watched the original, to be honest. It's not something I grew up with," she said, which immediately put off longtime fans. But it didn't stop there. Zegler took aim at the romantic element of the film, calling the prince's actions stalker-like, and even stated, "The new Snow White won't be about a girl dreaming of true love. It'll be about a girl becoming a leader." For Disney fans, these words hit hard. The original Snow White isn't just a movie, it's a piece of childhood nostalgia. By calling it outdated and attacking its central love story, Zegler struck a chord with audiences who felt personally offended by her disrespect toward a beloved classic. It was strike one in a PR nightmare that was just beginning. But then came strike two, and strike three. Rachel started getting political. Very political. She was tweeting about elections, calling out Trump supporters, backing global causes. And while she has every right to speak her truth, Disney started sweating bullets. Why? Because Disney likes its princesses safe, commercial, brand-friendly, and Rachel. She was fiery, posting Free Palestine messages, throwing subtle jabs at conservative fans, and refusing to sugarcoat anything. The final straw for some insiders was during the promotion of the Snow White trailer. Rachel allegedly posted a political statement right as Disney was dropping marketing. Executives were blindsided. One even pulled her aside, warning her that personal politics could tank the film's box office. Rachel didn't back down. She told them she wasn't just a Disney puppet and wouldn't be silenced for corporate comfort. That's when the studio started distancing themselves, quietly cutting her from press tours, limiting her appearances, and scaling back promotion. Now let's talk about the Seven Dwarfs. Or rather, the lack of them. The original story featured 7 dwarfs as iconic characters, but in the remake? Disney tried to dodge backlash about stereotypes and replaced them with random CGI magical creatures. Not only did fans hate the redesign, but disability advocates and actors with dwarfism were furious. Many felt robbed of opportunities to portray meaningful roles. Zegler, in interviews, seemed dismissive. She supported the new direction and said she was glad the old version was being retired. That response? More gasoline on the fire. Longtime fans felt disrespected. Niche communities felt erased. Even some actors who work in fantasy films called Disney, out for wokeness over authenticity. So now we've got angry fans, upset communities, political backlash, and a $350 million film heading into dangerous waters. When Snow White finally dropped, it flopped. And not just a little. $350 million in budget and promo. But only $43 million domestic in the first weekend. Global numbers didn't save it either. The film never recouped its costs. The audience were confused, critics were lukewarm, and Disney execs devastated. Behind the scenes, Rachel reportedly became a scapegoat. Producers and insiders blamed her for the backlash, the poor marketing, the political controversies, all of it. Her interviews were described as tone-deaf, her image too divisive for a princess. One exec even allegedly said, "We didn't cast an actress, we hired a liability." The fallout from Rachel Zegler's Snow White comments was immediate and severe. Some celebrities rallied behind her, especially fellow Gen Z stars, who admired her for sticking to her beliefs and challenging the status quo. "It's about time someone spoke out," said one anonymous actor who supported Zegler. "Rachel's calling out these outdated norms. It's what we need in Hollywood." But others? They were quiet, or worse, distanced themselves. It was like watching a car wreck. Everyone knew something was off, but no one knew how to handle it, a Hollywood insider revealed. Studios began rethinking their future projects with her, and PR teams were advising their clients to steer clear of commenting on the controversy. On social media, Zegler's loyal fans went into overdrive, defending her against the backlash. Hashtags like "Psalms to Stand with Rachel" and "Watch you Disney Set." Her Up to Fail trended as her supporters accused Disney of intentionally setting her up for failure. "Rachel didn't ask for this," one fan tweeted. "Disney set her up to be the full person for their woke agenda." The industry, though, was left shaken. Zegler's refusal to play by the Hollywood playbook was a game changer, and no one knew what to do with it. A recent private gathering of high-level filmmakers included an off-the-record Q&A with Spielberg himself. When someone brought up the Snow White situation, Spielberg reportedly sighed and said, "I tried to warn them." Let that sink in. Insiders say Spielberg always had misgivings about Rachel's attitude, and even told other studios to be prepared if they worked with her. He allegedly felt Rachel had immense talent but lacked humility, and that she brought drama wherever she went. He's not one to speak publicly about his actors, but this quiet comment, Hollywood heard it loud and clear. And when the Steven Spielberg shades you, That's the equivalent of a golden statue turning its back. After the dust settled, Rachel didn't disappear. She's now filming an indie drama and making her West End stage debut in Evita. It's a bold move, back to theatre roots, away from Disney dollars, and into roles that match her fire. But here's the thing, her name still trends. Every interview still goes viral. Every appearance gets dissected. Love her or hate her, she's still relevant. So will Hollywood forgive her? Will Disney ever call her again? Or is this the new model? Young, loud, and unapologetic? Only time will tell. And there you have it, fam. From Spielberg's breakout star to industry scapegoat, Rachel Zegler's story is a cautionary tale and a revolution rolled into one. Was she unfairly targeted? Did she sabotage her own career? Or is she just ahead of her time in a town that's still playing by old rules? Drop your take in the comments. Is Rachel a rebel queen? Or a Hollywood cautionary tale? Let us know. Make sure you hit that like, smash that subscribe, and ring that bell for more explosive breakdowns. Till next time, stay woke, stay watching, and don't let the fairy tales fool you.